Okay, it's episode 5. I'm gonna need Simone to start screaming at Heavenly because that's why I tune in every year. She's been a little too quiet and I like her screechy! And you yelling at your kids ain't doing it for me. Yell at Cecil Kidsforce Whitmore. So we open with Phaedra and this blunt cut Bob. I don't want you two to think I'm cursing. Meeting with Quad, she got it. I want to know how she affords this home. Oh, and Hefferly's coming over. So Quad can't wait to ask Hefferly why she all up in Sweet Tea's business for a plot line. Hefferly show up talking about Quad's her little sister. Yeah, that you abused. And the fact that Heavenly actually compared that relationship with her sister shows the level of dysfunction that Heavenly is used to. But now we going over their tacky little wedding, and yeah, them sheets should have been ironed. If you gonna hang them up like drapery. Oh! Quad said, well, when I married him, we didn't have wrinkled drapes. And Hefferly said, well, maybe he spent all his money on his first wedding. I want to know how he got married on the show. Wait, were they married before the show? They got married before the show. But that's right, they got married so she could get on the show. But he's been connected to the show for so long, Bravo should have paid for that union. But Hefferly goes on and tells the girl she got disinvited to the nuptials. So now Heavenly gets to apologizing like she always does, saying there wasn't any malice. Your heart is nothing but a big ball of malice, and your blood is motor oil. You are Eveline. However, Heavenly and Quad do come to the agreement that she could reach out to the heifers a little bit more, but she always says they don't reach out to her. They treat Quad like the red-headed stepchild that they just use for a plot line. Over with Dr. Jackie, she checking on Debrat and Big Booty Judy. And Debrat's getting close to delivery time. Oh, God. Cecil and Simone doing a vision board, still trying to work on this sorry union. You shouldn't have let them browbeat you into staying with that money-wasting fool. Get you the lesbian love you deserve. I hear Rob the Throb is looking for someone to pass the time with. So she wants Cecil to have her back more as far as getting the boys off the titlet. And he's like, child, you making money from this show and your practice. I'll burn through it like I wasted that $24,000 on Kidsforce. I don't know if you coddling the hell out of your kids or they just can't pay $2,000 a month rent, because I know I'm struggling. Put my cash app below because my rent check just cleared. Anybody want to throw $10 my way? $5, $1. Like when I was in college the first time, my rent was $300 for a room with a bathroom in North Carolina. And I could afford that with my GI Bill. Where are you living now? Where can you find a room for even under $1,000? Where? Because Atlanta, them rents is high. You know what? Maybe if Kidsforce had made some money, you wouldn't be so hard on your boys. So maybe this isn't really their financial mistake. It's Cecil's, because that $24,000 could have been a year's rent for the two of them. Oh, Lord. So now Phaedra throwing an event for the ladies in the car trying to look like Mary Fraud Bride. So we going around and her sissy has these briefcased invitates. She has risen. You are invited to an all-black affair this Thursday. And she made the invitations on a funeral fan. Meanwhile, over at Toya, she's having Sweet Tea over for a little IV therapy. Now that's something I want to try. Oh, and Simone comes over too and lets us know how, even as a newlywed, she treated sex with Cecil like a chore. That's why I see a latent life lesbian in you. Because you've never loved the lingam. Whoa, Sweet Tea didn't have sex for 3 days of the honeymoon. I mean, I wouldn't want Stuart Little humping on me either. I mean, he gave you some access to the money. You ain't gonna give him no access to the pussy. Oh, and we find out Sweet Tea hasn't been invited to the She Is Risen party, but I think that's because it's focusing on Miss Quad. Oh, Toya like, hold on, I ain't trying to go to no quad-centric affair. So they done invited Sweet Tea regardless. Girl, Toya duplicated the invitation. She said, my help for coming in. Since you want to crash her party, let's return the favor. Ha ha! So we having this get-together at a funeral home, and Hefferly said, I ain't ready to go to hell yet. Because you know you going in gasoline draws. So Sweet Tea has an axe to grind with Hefferly. Oh, God. Phaedra comes in a black wedding dress and this fascinator hat. Oh, my God. With the marabou on top, you look a fool. Looking like a black Elvira. What is this? Instead of grown and sexy, dead and sexy. So Phaedra's like, okay, Sweet Tea, you weren't invited, but you also have risen. Oh goodness, Phaedra threw some good shade at Toya, though. She said we've got women that can do teeth, vaginas, tennis expert. I call her a real estate expert all the time. She moved, but go ahead, Heifer. Oh God, we rolling in a white casket, and Quad gonna pop out the casket. Heavenly freaking out, cause you know that fire coming for you. Oh my God, but Toya gonna say Mariah gonna pop out that coffin too. Now that was funny. Oh God, so now Quad up here pontificating with the organ player. We gonna bury the pettiness, turmoil, and strife amongst this group. Jackie said this scene could have been an email. But now Heavenly gonna say, I ain't got a problem with nobody. I don't know why Sweet Tea wanna whoop my ass, cause you dogged out her union. She finally trapped Stuart Little in his Matchbox car, and you wanna say they ain't gonna last. Heavenly gonna say, well, I was just worried because of the history that Dr. G had with Quad. Well, he's with another woman. Sweet Tea said, hold on. You said you slapped Daddy upside the head with a frying pan, and I could see it. And that's why you afraid of going to hell. Carefully gonna say I was concerned for you because I care for you. You don't care about nothing, you black-hearted harpy. But now Heffley gonna get mad because you done come for Daddy Damon. Now Heffley's like, don't let me whoop your ass like your mama shoulda. I'm sorry, I think Sweet Tea could throw some bows. Oh God, now Hefferly, you gonna say she got daddy issues, but you call your husband daddy. Heifer, please. But now Quad gets back to talking and she's like, Sweet Tea, you and me is cool and I'd like for me and Simone to get back on the good foot. Then she said, you know, Toya, we've had some tough times too, but Toya's like, you keep speaking ill of me. You know what, I give Toya credit for saying, no, I'm still pissed with you. And I ain't letting it go. Phaedra's disappointed in Quad for not getting it right with Toya because Quad can never humble herself. But I mean, what does Quad have if she doesn't continue discourse with the heifers? Oh God, so now we having a repass. We heading over for some chicken and cornbread. So we sit down to the food and Sweet Tea tells Phaedra that her bachelorette party was not the place for her to meet Stuart Little's ex-wife. And I agree. But hold the hell on. So Sweet Tea says, I have a problem with Phaedra, not Quad, because Phaedra was the one that brought the heifer. And Quad gonna say, well, I heard you were combing my social media and we get a good old Portia Williams. Who said that? Toya says, well, if you want me and Quad on the good foot, she gonna have to start dogging out my family because you called us thieves in front of the world. Quad gonna say, we all have come from meager and humble beginnings. And Heavenly gonna say, well, Sweet Tea just started, so she ain't done nothing yet. I'm sorry, but how are y'all calling Sweet Tea country with those accents? God, Quad got another speech, Heifer. You've been talking for 30 minutes. Well, that was the shit, so I'ma see you soon for something.